Welcome back to the OMP podcast. Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back. You know, I want to start out by saying that I'm very proud of someone that's not here right now. I wanna say a big congratulations to R-Truth. He came over. He overcame his acrophobia, this past weekend, and I think that that's really cool. He climbed that ladder, and he got his title. That's a big ups him. Yeah,
Big ups.
big ups.
Good job.
He got rid of his acrophobia. I still think that he's
can't
afraid of
forget
spiders, but
You can't. If you're gonna mention R-Truth's win, you gotta mention, friend of the pod, Mr. Austin Theory, won a tag belt too. Can't forget about that.
That is true. That is true. A
I
Town
know.
down, A Town down under. They got a belt as well, and I think that they're gonna do big things with it. We'll have to see tomorrow, because tomorrow is the first. That's the first SmackDown after WrestleMania. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh man, WrestleMania's hyped. We'll get into that more later.
Absolutely.
But not wrestling news.
Mm.
Guess who died?
Is it
Former football player,
former football
White
player?
Bronco.
Oh shit! Brock Lesnar died.
No,
Oh.
O.J. Simpson.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of him, oh shit. He was gonna be, he was gonna be at the WrestleMania back in '91, I think it was, and he was gonna do a whole bit with Roddy Piper, and Piper said, "Yeah, he can come, but under one condition." And when asked what that condition was, he said he wanted to not pull any punches and to actually beat the shit out of O.J. Simpson. So
Roddy Piper. Leave it to him.
well, it's in his name. It's in his name. But yeah, I'm pretty hyped. Pretty hyped that he's dead.
I know. I wonder if it says if he did it or not.
Man, if that was the last thing he was to ever tweet out, be like, "Peace out, y'all. I did it." And then he just dies.
Surely he's past the statute of limitations.
I don't know if there's a statute of limitations on murder, but he got
I
acquitted.
feel like there
He
is.
got it. The glove didn't fit. You must acquit.
Yep. And that is something they did say.
Yeah. So
Uh,
that happened.
Yep.
Do you think he
I
did
would
it?
say rest in peace. Yeah. I think he did it.
Yeah.
I was about to say I would say rest in peace, but he for sure did it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
He
so
doesn't
too.
deserve the peace.
True. Man, that's something. But in relative news, celebrities that have controversy, Prime Energy, Prime Hydration, they signed a bunch of people this past couple weeks, and I've been kind of
Speed was one of them.
yeah, they got iShow Speed. They now have Cody Rhodes as their first WWE superstar that is signed with the drink. Yeah.
Signed with the company. Nice.
He's their first. He's their first superstar.
Congratulations.
I don't know how Logan isn't their first superstar, but
Yeah, I mean, he kind of has a contract with them.
yeah,
He is a superstar.
that is true. They also have Aaron Judge one of the biggest baseball players right now, second only to Shohei Ohtani, who I don't think would ever drink Prime Hydration.
Nah,
Nah, I
you
don't
don't
think
think so?
I don't think Shohei Ohtani would drink Prime Hydration. I feel like he's a bit beyond that. You know, he probably drinks like the $1,000 hydration supplement things that people inject with IVs. But
You know,
on top of
wouldn't
that,
be surprised.
on top of that
On
though,
top of that,
they
on
got
top of
They
that,
got Devin Haney.
I'm not surprised about
Yeah,
that one.
really.
Yeah,
Devin Haney's like a big boxer though. I'm kind of
yeah.
shocked. You know, I thought they would get someone a little bit less, you know, popular than him.
I figured they would sign Ryan Garcia before they did Devin Haney, but
Right?
Ryan
Like
Garcia
that seems
kind of
smarter.
fell off the. He kind of fell off the rails. So.
Yeah, yeah, he kind of went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So,
Mm-hmm.
but
Only a little bit.
only a little bit. But they also got the entirety of the Toronto Raptors. That they got their whole basketball team now.
Oh yeah, I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure they also have the, uh, you know, they have a few teams. They have some soccer teams.
Yeah, they have Arsenal.
I'm pretty sure they have the Dallas Mavericks as well,
Mhm.
or maybe that was just in talks. I'm not sure.
Maybe. But that's what I know is that. So
Yeah,
I'm pretty shocked. You
no,
know, they're getting big.
they are.
Mhm. What
It's
do you
because they
think?
don't have an advertising budget, so they can just sponsor these teams
Yeah. Well,
and put their
those are
logo
their advertising
everywhere.
now,
Yeah.
because all they have to do is just make it part of the contract that, you know, Judge and Rhodes and all them have to have a pinned Instagram post with Prime, and
Mm.
people just see it while scrolling, and they'll be like, "Oh, everybody's signed with this
Huh.
Prime stuff. Maybe I'll try it out."
Cool. Yeah.
Mm.
Even though it's not that good, the energy drinks are good, but
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, I heard that if I had gone to WrestleMania, I could have gotten one of the WrestleMania Prime hydration bottles, but
Yeah, but you didn't.
I didn't. I had an opportunity, but I didn't take it. Yeah, which sucks. But I didn't want to go with the people that were going. So, you know, lesson learned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lesson learned.
yeah. But speaking of WrestleMania, what'd you think of it, buddy? What'd you think? What were your you know, I heard you were going to ask me some questions about it yourself. Let's talk.
Yes. What I think of I gave it like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, it was a solid WrestleMania.
What do you feel like it lacked? Why is it not a 9 or a 10?
It can't be a 10 because nothing's perfect. But
Astute.
what would have made it about a 9 would have been probably some like segments to break up the matches.
Mm-hmm. Not enough promo.
Like they do. It's not just necessarily promo. It's just like they normally do. They'll have like celebrity come out, break up the matches because it's a 4-hour event. So they break up the matches like 2 hours in,
Yeah.
and do some sort of fun thing in between.
You know, that's fair.
Yeah, like last year, The Miz came out and was about to have an impromptu match with Shane McMahon, and then that went horribly wrong.
Oh, I guess I don't remember that. What happened?
Shane McMahon done blew his fucking legs out trying to fight The Miz,
Oh.
and then Snoop Dogg had to save the day.
Oh. Do you mean Vince
Yeah.
McMahon?
No, Shane
Shane?
last year.
Oh, because
Yeah.
Vince blew his legs out too one time.
Yeah. This is last year. Shane McMahon did it.
Oh, okay. Damn, that's cool. Snoop Dogg though. Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg saved the day. Hit
Yeah.
The Miz with the people's elbow.
You know, as he should. Snoop Dogg's the people's champ. Yeah. But no, you think that that's what it was missing out of everything?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Other than that, it was pretty good. I mean, there was certain match on the card that left some to be desired.
Oh yeah.
But I want to ask you first.
Mm.
What was your? We'll start with least favorite. What was your least favorite match?
Well, before I get into that, I want to say that my score of it is a 9. So
Oh, okay, yeah,
the
a
whole,
9. What
yeah,
would have made it like a 9.5 for you,
a 9.5. Uh,
or
you would,
10, or
you,
10? I
I
don't
think
judge.
hmm, to make it a 9.5, I would have really liked to hear the glass break that you and I were anticipating. You
Yeah,
know, I felt a little wanton after not hearing it. Uh, and
just one choke slam wasn't quite enough.
yeah, yeah. I feel like Philly is the exact spot to throw beers out into the crowd. But
Yeah, I mean it's the perfect spot to bring out Stone Cold.
yeah. Uh, Plus they had it advertised in their store, Philly 316.
Yeah, but
And
I mean they put Stone Cold merch with anything they can.
yeah, they had the spot. They just didn't incorporate it the way I thought it would. But to make it a perfect 10, I honestly would have liked to see Ray put over Dom finally, and Dom
Yep.
had to win that fight. Cause I feel like
I want to see Dom
I
beat
don't
Ray
know.
in a one-on-one.
Yeah,
The
but
tag match would have been interesting, but I want to see Ray find not Ray. I want to see Dom finally beat Ray in a one-on-one.
yeah. Well, I feel like that spot. If I were in creative, I would have had Dom and Santos win that fight, and then Dom beat the shit out of Santos because
Yeah,
that's Santos is just kind of greedy
Judgment Day.
for LWO.
Yeah,
Yeah, do it for Judgment Day, and it would have added to him and Andrade's beef because now they have beef. But
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Worst match though, because you asked and I remember now. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Worst match is definitely the the Damage Control versus Jade, Naomi, and Bianca. I feel like Damage Control
That
really just shit the bed. You know,
I feel like they didn't give Damage Control a good 50-50 match. Whoever produced that match did not do a good job
yeah,
of making Damage Control look strong.
yeah. I swear they were just screaming and jumping around, and they weren't
And just
really
beat the shit
fighting.
out of Dakota Kai.
Yeah, like they just it was just a shit match for Damage Control.
Yeah,
Jade came out looking amazing.
yeah.
I know that there's some controversy as far as her attractiveness because she kind of looks like a dude, but and I agree she does kind of look like a
Whatever.
dude.
What fucks your goat, bro?
Yeah,
Whatever fucks your goat.
yeah. Uh, I think that she came out looking really well. They definitely, she's starting to go full time on SmackDown after this, and this is a good way to segue her into a beef with someone on Damage Control at least. And it staples in what I think is the first all black women's tag team. And I think that that's a really
Oh,
good combination of people too, because Naomi is
yeah.
a people's person. Everybody likes Naomi. Uh,
Naomi is the best on that team,
mm-hmm.
I dare say.
Jade Cargill is new, so it gives her a good cushion as far as slip up. Because
Mm-hmm.
regardless, you still want to watch the match that she's in because of Naomi.
Yeah.
And Bianca has been falling off, and I think that this tag team's going to bring her back up. Because she's finally in a spot where
Could.
she can admit that the other two have things that she doesn't. You know, she
Yeah.
said in her promo cut for it, she said that she needed someone strong, and part of her thing is she's the strongest est. But now she's admitting Jade is the strongest.
Still a
So,
stupid gimmick.
oh yeah, it's still a horrible gimmick, but
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but it's looking really good. I'm really excited to see how that turns out. It just was a bad match to do it with.
Facts.
And then you were wondering what my favorite one was,
We'll get
or
there. We'll get
okay,
there.
okay.
I'm gonna tell you my least favorite,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
which is different from
definitely.
yours.
Really?
Different from yours. Mine might be a bit of a controversial take.
Let's hear it.
The brother versus brother match. The
Ah,
Usos.
yeah, that one was kind of dry. Mm-hmm.
It was. It left so much to be desired. I expected so much more from that match,
Yeah, there
and it
wasn't as
just
many
didn't
super
deliver.
kicks as I thought there would be.
Oh, I still got drunk as shit off the super kick game, and there was a lot.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like what I expected it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Two really good wrestlers in the ring together. But then
Yeah.
you realize they have the same moveset.
Yeah, that is
So
true.
it just left so much to be desired.
Yeah,
The spot where Jey Uso speared Jimmy Uso through a table off the ramp,
yeah,
that was more exciting than their whole entire match was.
that was pretty exciting. I will agree. I feel like I did call it though. I kind of called it. The in the pod before WrestleMania, I said I think
Yeah.
that they're gonna cut a promo where it's gonna be some sort of apologetic thing, and at first I thought, in my predictions, that it was gonna be they called it off, and it was a draw,
Mm.
and that they bonded, but no, Jimmy Uso started to play on his brother's emotions, and then he used
Yep.
it to get the better of him, but it didn't work.
He still lost the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they did do something with it. I knew that that was going to happen. So I'm yeah,
Yeah.
it was still dry. It was still really dry though.
Wasn't that good of a match.
No, they
I think that was honestly the weakest match on the card.
you know trying to think who else. Yeah, no, that it's accurate. I feel like there should have been something on the line. Like am I wrong? There should have been like, you know, one of them has to quit, or yeah, I don't fucking know, something. But
Yeah, I don't know. But I feel like for the quality of wrestlers they are, it should have been way better.
yeah,
It
but
was just an alright match.
yeah,
I wouldn't say it was a bad match. It was just an alright match, which probably shouldn't have been on WrestleMania.
mm-hmm. What do you think? What's another beef or match that they could have done just generally, instead in lieu of?
Ooh, I don't know.
Because I feel like
Honestly,
the Uso v
it
Uso
was a
just could
good
have been,
beef. It could have been there, and it could have been great, but they just missed the mark. I
yeah,
don't think there was another beef that could have been better for
mm-hmm.
WrestleMania, but they kind of just missed the mark with the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. They could have used. They didn't have Hogan. I just realized they didn't have Hogan still.
Hogan might be at the next WrestleMania though.
Yeah, 41.
Yeah.
It's looking really good so far, but
Isn't that supposed to be Hulkamania?
could be. Hulkamania is in between now and next WrestleMania. Yeah.
Yeah.
But since you can't think of something else to replace the Usos, how about you tell me what your favorite match was?
My favorite. Oh boy. Oh buddy boy.
Or the
That's
best
a
one?
hard choice. I mean, we're going off favorites. This is all opinion based.
Right.
Right.
There's
So
nothing factual about everybody's take on WrestleMania.
no, none. My favorite match. It's a toss up. It's a
Yeah.
toss up. It's definitely a toss up between the 6-man ladder match,
That was
which is
good.
pretty hype, and the Sammy versus Gunther match.
Yeah. I want to hear your
Yeah,
take on that because that was something that you were kind of peeved on. You didn't want him to be in a mid card
once
fight.
him. No, because that was honestly the best match and my favorite match on the card.
Yeah.
I would put it over the 6-man ladder match.
Mm.
Like, sorry Cody, sorry everybody, but like Sammy and Gunther tore the house down.
Yeah.
That match was so fucking hype.
Everybody was kind of, they were shocked. And then that moment
Yeah,
where Sammy was in the middle of the, like, Gunther was mocking Sammy's wife, and
yeah.
and Sammy was in the middle of the ring, just kind of spazzing out, getting all hyped and beating on the floor, and then he gets up
Dude,
screaming.
my sister could care less about WWE, but she was hyped for that match.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and she didn't even know any of the guys in the match. She was just like, "Oh, this is exciting. This is cool." So I would say that was the best match on the card.
Yeah, that was a really good match. And as much as I agree he doesn't need to be on a mid card title. I think that it's a really good spot for him right now. And I already saw that you know Sammy versus Chad might be
Next Raw.
next Raw. I'm pretty
Yeah.
pretty excited
But
to
what
see how that goes.
I think Sammy is going to bring value to the IC title. I
Yeah.
would love to see him have a world title, but I think he'll bring value to the IC title.
I think he will too.
But
really do.
what, Benny, what was your favorite match on the card?
Oh,
Favorite and best, because I gave you favorite and best.
yeah.
Mine happened to be the same match, but you can do different matches.
Best match on the card, both nights total. Man, I'm gonna have to say. Well, I'll start with favorite. I'll start with favorite first. Favorite match was, night 2, Cody versus Roman. I know it's
You're
a bit of a
big Cody
bandwagon.
crybaby.
I-
No. You've been behind Cody Rhodes since he started WWE.
I have.
Again,
I have.
since his return.
Yeah.
So,
I cried. I sent you messages when it was happening. I told you I'm crying, man. I'm so overjoyed with how this played
that was
out,
an exciting match.
and everybody was calling it like an Avengers, moment. Whole ass Captain America getting beat down, and then, on your left, and then you hear the Sierra Hotel echo, all that shit,
all that.
and then Roman, fucking, Dwayne was creeping up on Cody, and Roman out of fucking nowhere, because the camera obviously doesn't show you the whole ring for dramatic effect. Roman out of nowhere, bam, right into fucking Seth, knocks him on his ass, and then Roman falls out the ring, and gets recouped. But the camera turns over to show that he was in his Shield outfit, and that he was coming up with a chair, ready to beat the shit out of Dwayne. Oh man, oh man. And you got the Cena run in, out of nowhere. Everybody was hyped about that. I was hyped about that. I sent you messages saying, "No way! Holy shit! Holy shit!"
Holy shit! It was a hype match.
It was.
And then Roman couldn't, Roman Reigns couldn't unlive the trauma of getting betrayed by Seth and had to get his revenge.
Yeah,
it cost him the match.
And I, along with a lot of other people, cried at that too. They were like, if he wanted to retain, he can, but the belt does not mean as much as getting his revenge on the one person that fucked him over in the beginning. And it was just all downhill from there for him. He lost. Undertaker, just all of a sudden, lights out. Dun. Lights back on. Done. Dwayne, oh shit. Face just jaw dropped. Oh my fucking god. Undertaker grabs him, bangs down to the floor. The Mama Rhodes belt falls out of his hand on the way down, and then dun, lights off. Dun, Dwayne's gone. And then also, Cena was gone, and Undertaker was gone. All of them just disappeared under the ring. Obviously, we all know where they're going.
They went under the ring, but it was so cool. Lights went on, and then The Rock and the Undertaker were both just gone.
Mm-hmm. It was so fucking hype. So fucking
great.
hype. And it revitalized the Solo came out. That's why Cena came out. It revitalized their beef. And people are speculating that's what Cena's run is going to be, is taking down the Bloodline one by one.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, to be honest with you. I got more on that though.
I think Cena will win his last match, honestly.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't won a match in so long. I think he'll win his last match, then stop while he's ahead.
Technically, he did win his last match, because his last match was Raw 1, and he won a tag team match.
Yeah, it'll be a solo match though. He hasn't won a solo match in like 3 years.
Yeah, but
I think he'll, or maybe Cena comes in, puts over Bo Dallas and leaves. That could be cool.
That could be, yeah. He does have beef with Bray Wyatt, so him fighting Uncle Howdy could be something. Yeah, just as a tribute. But no, that was my favorite match, for sure. I cried, snot ran, tears ran. Then it was happy tears too. It was such happy tears. I was like laughing and crying simultaneously, because I kept seeing everyone come out and cheer him on, and then Orton and Zayn put him up on their shoulders. And I was like just laughing and crying. I'm like, oh my god!
Like Randy Orton is so tall.
It's so lopsided. Yeah, it's lopsided as shit. Like, because Sammy was like trying to hold him up, but Orton's taller than him, and it was like, oh, okay. And then it was just, oh man, that was so good. And then I saw like different clips that people that WWE posted of like, Seth was out there crying, hurting physically, and
his back was fucked.
Yeah, that chair had a lot of. I think there's going to be a receipt, soon.
I mean, they probably knew Seth couldn't do a lot. I mean, after that match with Drew, his back was probably done. Yeah. He was holding his back and came out with KT tape.
Yeah.
His back. Like, he knew his back was fucked.
It was not great. No. But no, Kevin Owens and Orton, they helped Seth get in the ring and take in the celebration as well. And Cody reached through the ropes and gave him a handshake and told him thank you and that I appreciate you. And it was just, oh my god, it was such an emotional moment. And Mama Rhodes, I didn't know how to react when, like, I noticed that Roman Reigns was smiling when it first happened, like when he was getting pinned for the final time. Yeah. I just didn't know how to react. He was finally getting to retire for a little bit.
Yeah.
He's speaking on that before I tell you what the best match was in my opinion. Let's see, where is it at? I have here that where, oh geez, I have all this stuff written down. At WrestleMania 40 on Sunday, at WrestleMania 33, everybody was chanting "Fuck you, Roman, fuck you, Roman." WrestleMania 40, they were chanting "Thank you, Roman, thank you, Roman." It was such a fucking. I was crying through all of it.
I saw a promo of Roman Reigns, and it was when he first started getting over as a heel, and he said, one day the whole world will acknowledge me. And like once he dropped his belt, the whole world was saying thank you, Roman, putting their ones to the sky,
Mhm.
acknowledging him. Like, that was like a 6-year difference. Like, he put his mind to it, and it fucking happened.
Yeah. Samantha Irving was crying while finally getting to say,
Yeah.
and our new WWE Universal Champion,
Mhm.
Cody Rhodes. She was crying. Michael Cole was crying. Uh, it was just, oh man, it was so intense because Michael Cole has known Cody since a baby. You know,
Yeah.
like legit, like was there day, day dot.
21 years old, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But
Crazy to think.
after WrestleMania was over, next day, Roman Reigns tweeted out a video of him up on the treadmill, and he said, "With it, yesterday I mourned. Today is day one."
Yeah.
And man, it hit. It hit.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting there looking at that. I kept rewatching it and rewatching it, trying to speculate. And honestly, I don't know. I think he's going to continue. The Bloodline's not dead. I want to make that clear. Bloodline is not dead. But I think it's going to take a turn, a massive turn. But my my opinion on the best match is probably, I want to say, I want to say that it was the Drew versus Seth Rollins match. I want to say that was the best match. I liked it. I really did.
It was an okay match.
For what Seth could do, and then Drew was still playing into his new character as the social media influencer guy.
As just the internet troll. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got in the crowd and tweeted, bored at work, lol.
Yeah. I was laughing, and I was having such a grand time watching it, and he finally he did what he set out to do, and that's get the title, and then he fucking lost it 5 minutes later. And bro, CM Punk getting involved and like taking off his brace and using it as a weapon and beating the shit out of him and kicking him while he's down, and then he blows a kiss at his girlfriend.
That's an AJ Lee taunt right there.
He fucking, oh my god, it was so good. It was so fucking good. And then Damian Priest out of fucking nowhere dragging a ref by the hand. He's like, I'm cashing in. Puts in the briefcase, picks Drew up by the hair, throws him in the fucking ring, and pins him. Done. And CM Punk is standing on the fucking remnants of the table, laughing his ass off.
Yep.
Oh man, and that set up such a good beef between him and Drew because it was one-sided. It was really one-sided. CM Punk
beat the shit out of him.
I mean, CM Punk hadn't been acknowledging the beef at all. He's like, I don't give a shit. And then Drew,
he was sitting there. Drew kept taunting him, and then CM Punk was just like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah, he just pulled his leg out from under him and wailed on him and everything. And then moreover at Raw 1, between Drew and Jey Uso for number 1 contender, CM Punk gets out from under the ring and grabs his leg and holds him while he's trying to do a Claymore, and lets Jay take the win, and laughs his ass off again. And, revels in the shit. Oh man, it's so good. CM Punk is coming back hard and strong. He's coming back strong.
He's gonna win one more world title, that's for sure.
I think so too.
Hell yeah.
I like that.
So what was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna have to say that
give
it
me
was the.
top three. Give me
No,
a top three.
I'll give
Favorite's
you.
kind of hard.
No, I'll give you my favorite. I'll give you my favorite. But
Okay.
uh, it'll be my favorite, and then addendum to favorite.
Okay.
So my favorite moment from WrestleMania has to be Snoop Dogg on the mic for the Street Profits versus the Karrion Cross's team, the Final Testament, I think it is,
Something like that. Yeah.
something like that. And he, addendum to it, Bubba Ray Dudley, Bully Ray, was the ref for it, and he had the glasses and everything. Karrion Cross got up in his face. He put on the glasses, and he's like, I'll show you. I'll show you," and like pushed him and shit. But the favorite moment of that all was this moment where they're like, I think it was Pat McAfee. That's like they brought out the picnic tables. They brought out picnic tables for this, and then and Snoop Dogg's like, picnic tables. Those are the family reunion tables. And they're like, they put them through, and Snoop Dogg says something along the lines of like, boom, bap, and just starts making fucking sound effects for it and shit.
Wow. Yup. That was a good one. That was a good one. See,
someone said that they need to contract him in as a PLE announcer.
yeah, man, it was so good. Fucking my favorite moment from WrestleMania, all of WrestleMania, is one moment that stuck out.
What's that?
And it was something I wasn't expecting to happen, but it was beautiful. It was, Johnny Gargano.
Yeah.
Gargano, however you want to pronounce it, and
Sure.
Ciampa
Oh yeah.
coming out in DX gear.
Yeah, and man, and the fucking
Bro,
cowboy
was...
hat and like the sexy boy poses and shit. Oh
yeah,
man,
it was so good. So good.
The cameraman for the PLE didn't do them justice. They were getting back shots of it when I wanted to see the front shots and everything. But
the Shawn Michael pose, it's the front shot. You got to get the front shot.
You got to get the front shot. I don't want to see his ass when he's doing the sexy boy pose. I want to see the front shot.
Mm-hmm.
But that was so good. Yeah. And then Ciampa later in that six pack ladder match, he like fucking they called it an air raid drop. He air raid dropped from the fucking in ring on the ladder down onto somebody and like was just sacrificing his life and limb for that shit like DX would, and it was so fucking awesome. That ladder match was just great.
When he hit that DDT over the top rope through the table, Johnny Gargano did that. That shit was hype. Johnny Gargano needs his flowers, man.
He does.
He's so good.
Ciampa needs them too. He's had great moments, outside of
great too.
Outside of his new tag team, setup. Back when he was a lackey for the Miz during the Miz's quote unquote beef with what was his name? The mustached guy with the axe.
Dexter Lumis.
Dexter Lumis, yeah. I can't believe I forgot him. I was like so hyped for him like a month ago. Or so.
He wasn't that hyped. I don't know
I
why
was hyped for him.
So hyped for him.
Because he's funny. He's fucking funny. He's like this weird silent guy that kicks the shit out of the Miz for no damn reason. And it's just
and then just leaves.
And then leaves, yeah. Like the fucking
shows up out of nowhere.
The Miz's birthday, and then he lifts up the box, and it's Dexter Lumis in the fucking table, head popped out and everything. And it's like, oh man, that was funny. But yeah, Ciampa was a part of that. People forget.
Yeah,
he was Miz's little lackey boy. But now he's got himself a Regeneration X, and that was really good. And fucking Truth was like, yeah, let's both go for these both belts, like you and I were thinking. And he was like, yeah, I can get behind that. And then they just get wailed on, and fucking what was his name? Uh, oh shit. Big Head, from Judgment Day. Uh, uh, fuck, what's his name?
Lord Farquaad.
Yeah, Lord Farquaad looking ass.
J.D. McDonough.
J.D. McDonough. Yeah. How do I forget? Yeah, he's forgettable. That's why.
Yeah, he's not great.
He came out of nowhere and like tried to fuck things up and went horribly. Because he can't like claim the belt for them, so he's like telling them to get up, and Damian Priest was like, "Shut the fuck up," because he was like incapacitated, and JD was yelling at him, and it's like he's not even an honorary member, so like he doesn't have a say.
I think the out of sync you can't see me was hilarious.
Oh yeah, that was another great moment. Like the whole crowd was like, "You can't see me," and then they hadn't even done the handshake, and they like just cut themselves off with like, "You can't see," and then it was already over. Michael Cole and like fucking Pat McAfee commented on it. They're like, the crowd was a little early with that one.
They were just too hyped.
They were so excited, and the fact that he announced it as and this was Raw 1, by the way, for those that haven't caught on, the triple threat tag team match, that was Raw 1, but they were so hyped for it, and and John Cena. First of all, R-Truth said, "Yeah, we're gonna fight with someone that's not here right now. You can't see him." And they were like, "What?" And Miz was like, "Oh, it's not little Jimmy, is it?" He's like, "No, just trust me. Someone you can't see is gonna fight with us." And they're like, "Okay." And they were losing. It was awful. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, John Cena's soundtrack comes on, and he throws up the towel and the shirt and everything, and he gets up there, and his facial expressions were priceless, because he was making these big like gasp expressions, and then like when he got in the ring, when he finally got tagged in by Miz, and he lays out JD, he has Truth come in, and Truth lays out I think it was Finn, no, it was, he laid out Dominic, and then Miz laid out Finn, and he's like, he looks over to Truth. He's like, "You ready?" And Truth is like, "Yeah, I'm ready." And then he looks over and he sees Miz, and his smile widens, and he's like pointing at him, and he's like, "Look, it's the Miz. It's the Miz. Like everybody knows that's the fucking Miz. We don't give a shit. You're here." and he's like, "Are you ready?" And Miz is like, "Yeah." And they like set it up, and the crowd, it obviously go into it too fast, and he's like so happy to be there for no fucking reason. Like, he shouldn't be this hyped for it. He's on something.
Bro, it was so hyped though.
It was so great.
Yeah.
Speaking of funny moments from Raw 1, Drew McIntyre calling Damian Priest Bondage Undertaker. That's a new one. We had Bisexual Undertaker, but now we got Bondage Undertaker.
Bondage Undertaker is more, TV friendly, advertiser friendly.
Yeah, but I saw a news report on TikTok right before we started recording, while I was taking a shit, and this news reporter, one of the podcast guys, Nothing Burger, he comes up to Damian Priest, and he's telling us like, "Hey, did you know about these names for you?" And he tells Damian Priest, it's like, "Do you know about Bisexual Undertaker?" And Damian Priest is like, yeah, I know what it is. I don't know what they mean though." And I'm sat there, trying to not cringe while the guy explains it to him. And he's like, "Yeah, Yeah, I know about that one, but one better that I've recently heard about is and apparently Rhea Ripley sends him the fucking TikToks and shit where they call him that,
Yeah,
which is great, by the way. I love that Rhea Ripley's
it's
in on the
hilarious.
meme and like sending all this shit to him. Uh, but he says Rhea Ripley has recently found one that she likes a lot. People started calling me baby girl. I'm like, oh my fucking god.
It's amazing.
And I go on Instagram and it's like it follows me. Or no, it was on. I think it was on. Yeah, no, it was on TikTok. It was on TikTok.
Yeah,
On Instagram, someone, Damian Priest posted a picture of him in the Undertaker's chair in the WWE world, next to all the different uniforms and shit. And Rhea Ripley commented on his Instagram post, and he said she said the bisexual Undertaker always serving cunt. May he rest in style. It's so fucking great. And he replied to her with just a skull emoji.
he's dead.
He's so done with this.
That's fucking amazing.
It is. It's so great. Oh man, that's why people are like, a lot of people were like, yeah, I get it. I get that he's, claimed the title and everything. Like, it's about fucking time. And Triple H commented on that, and he's like, yeah, we heard everybody bitching about how he hasn't claimed his title run yet, with the Money in the Bank and everything, and he's like, I bet this will shut him up. With the whole him taking it out from under Drew, because everybody was so excited to see Drew, and yeah, it did. And I saw immediately after, almost, there was a TikTok post. No, I think it was a Twitter post. Someone had said, one thing that Damian Priest has over Drew is that his title run is longer and it hasn't been contended already, and like they just started listing shit. Like Damian Priest, he at least he still has his title. He didn't have it taken from him same day. Damian Priest has this, Damian Priest has that, and I'm just like, y'all were just insulting the man for not cashing in, and now you're riding his dick 3 days, 4 days in.
It's because we like him as champion more than Drew McIntyre.
Absolutely, bro. I actually followed today. I was on TikTok and I found the guy that did the leather vest that Rhea wore at WrestleMania.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he does custom vests. You can actually buy them from him. I forget what his. Let me pull that up real quick because I know that it's at the top. No, it's not. While I find this, just so that I'm not creating dead air, I saw. Someone said some of the most like this. It gave me cancer reading this. By the way,
Oh my god.
someone said CM Punk is the Taylor Swift for men. I want your take on that.
No. No. Not true.
Think about it though. Think about it.
It's not true. CM Punk isn't the Taylor Swift for men.
Why not? Why isn't he?
There's better candidates for the Taylor Swift of men.
What would you say is the Taylor Swift of men?
Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, one of those guys.
Why
Punk,
would they be?
He's cool. Shawn Michaels defined an era.
Yeah, but
And how many times have you super kicked in person just for fun? Or thrown a super kick just by yourself just for fun?
I was actually more of a Triple H guy. Triple H kid, not Shawn Michaels. I was
You didn't know
pedigreeing
what was
my
up.
pillow, so that was me.
Okay, what you do with your pillow is none of my
Pedigree,
it's none of my business.
pedigree. That's what I
I know.
do.
I know.
But
But no, I think Shawn Michaels would be a better candidate for that.
really, because I
I
mean
mean,
they make a
Triple
good
H is
point.
also.
They make a good point.
What I mean, but like, how many kids did CM Punk have doing his jester in high school? Particularly teen boys.
I don't know. I don't know about that. You
Yeah,
got a point there.
and
Yeah.
how many people were doing Shawn Michaels and Triple H's jester? Literally every teen boy.
Saints of the Undead. Saints of the Undead. That's the clothing company that did the vests. Sorry.
Nice.
They did Karrion Kross, Rhea Ripley, and they did the Terror Twins combo vests for Damien and Rhea. And they also did Rhea's Elimination Chamber vest. So, yeah, you can find them, Saints of the Undead, .com. But I feel like they have a good point with CM Punk being the Taylor Swift of men, because he has all these eras, just like Taylor Swift. And
Right.
if they don't like somebody, they talk shit on them. Both of them do.
Right.
And wherever CM Punk goes, CM Punk fans follow, just like Taylor Swift, did. She went country, then she went, like indie pop, then full pop, and now she's hitting a bit of like a country pop stride. And CM Punk, he went to the MMA, UFC, and he went to AEW. He went to WWE. All everyone followed. Just saying.
I think the passion behind CM Punk fans is a good argument.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't deny that. Even after CM Punk left WWE, they were still chanting his name anytime something was going boring or the way they didn't like it.
Yeah.
Like the fans didn't like, they would chant his name.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of CM Punk, by the way, have you been following this Tony Khan, CM Punk, shit?
Yeah.
I've been following it. It's wild. Like, for those that don't know,
it's kind of a bad look for AEW.
It's a horrible look for AEW. They are hitting a fucking flop moment, and it's I saw
were trying to prove a point, but it failed miserably.
Well, they proved CM Punk's point.
CM Punk went to resolve the issue. The dude wasn't resolving the issue, getting mad and angry at CM Punk. Then it escalated to a fight.
Yeah,
like
CM Punk said all that, and they were like, "Here, we're gonna post it on on live TV," and then it was like, "Oh, wow, you just really fucked yourself, huh?"
You just proved CM Punk right.
Yeah, but for those that don't know, CM Punk got into a beef with someone at AEW. I believe it was Jack Perry, right?
Something like that, yeah.
I think so. Which, by the way, he's the top merch seller at AEW now.
No, that's CM Punk, so.
What? Yeah.
No, that's CM Punk, so.
But see, here, let me go to my screenshots. That's where I have all the news at. I have a list, but then I have stuff to go back to. So where is it? It is right here. Yep. Okay. Ben Allison, for Wrestling Republic, tweeted out. He said, I love AEW, but this Dynamite has been a disaster. That's when they posted it, was AEW Dynamite. The footage made CM Punk look bad, but ultimately backed up what he claimed happened, and then made everyone involved look bad as well. Then Will Ospreay, which everyone loves Will Ospreay, but he did a very CM Punk thing, and he cut a promo to throw an insult at Triple H, which made zero sense to casual viewers because they were like, why are you attacking Triple H? And it's because Triple H had made a comment previously that if certain people were putting in enough work, they would be, where they need to be. And it was a big dig at Will Ospreay, and he was just throwing insults back, and people were like, huh?
Like, what the fuck's going on here?
And then Ben Allison continues. If they put this energy into advertising storylines for Dynasty, they'd have certainly sold a lot more PPVs than they did tonight. When AEW was on such a good run of shows, it's beyond disappointing to see. And I think it's just fucking hilarious. Because, then Tony Khan tweeted out, just got the great news from TBS last night, Wednesday night, which was yesterday, obviously. This is the first time I'm talking about something that we're actually on time with. Isn't that crazy?
Wow. Yeah. Crazy.
That sounded so fucking sarcastic. Last Wednesday night, AEW Dynamite up 29% from last week, up 17% over the prior 6-week average. Thank you all for watching AEW Wednesdays. See you at a stacked TBS wrestling show Wednesday in Indie plus Rampaging at Colliding. Rampaging and Colliding this weekend on TNT. Which, I mean, that's great. They're up, but they're not doing great either. And it's been crumbling around them, and Tony Khan is refusing to admit it. But ever since Cody left, CM Punk left, and they've been hiring on all these people, all these wrestlers that they can't afford. They're losing money hand over fist. And on top of it, let's see, I think I have it somewhere here. See, CM Punk back. Already talked about that. Already talked about that. Hold on. Yep. So they just talked about last pod. We talked about how Tony Khan is finally he's culling the herd. He's cutting out people they're not using. But recently, Tony Khan, for some fucking reason, said, yeah, so I've decided that this 2024, we're going to aggressively sign free agents. And, and I'm like, you saw the numbers were up and you just fuck it, we'll just keep everyone, let's get more.
Good lord. Doesn't solve his problem at all.
It solves nothing. And moreover, AEW now, they lost Hook, which is one of their biggest people. They lost Hook. He's a free agent now, and WWE is going to shark him from the fucking waters. They said they want him bad. And for those that don't know Hook, he's actually pretty fucking cool. He's a great wrestler. And I think that it would be amazing to see him come in some aspect. I feel like he probably wouldn't be used too well at first, but once they figure it out, they'll use him correctly. But, oh man, it's looking insane. It's looking insane. I'm so excited to see what happens with AEW. And I saw people are saying that TNA is falling off. TNA just got, re-managed.
People need to stop saying TNA is falling off. TNA doesn't die.
They are roaches.
Bro, it's not... TNA is not comparable to WWE.
Not at all.
No. Sure, they're on TV, but that's like comparing Walmart to Kmart. It doesn't work.
It's just, oh man, I think that it's gonna be interesting to
I
see
guess
going
it's
forward.
like comparing Amazon to Walmart. Like
Yeah.
both are still very functional companies,
Hmm.
but they're completely different. And one is just significantly, bigger than
Yeah.
the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
TNA
think
fans are diehard TNA fans and are
oh
not going anywhere.
not at all, not at all. I think it's pretty entertaining though. I'm excited to see how Tony Khan makes AEW last even another fiscal period. I think that inevitably they're going to be bought out by WWE.
I don't think they'll be bought out by WWE.
You don't think so?
Monopoly laws. Yeah,
I mean,
monopoly laws won't allow that.
I feel like TNA and all of them, they're still running around kicking. That monopoly laws won't apply because
That'd be like Coke buying Pepsi. It's like, yes, there are other soda brands still kicking.
they
But,
tried one time. They tried.
They tried. It didn't work because monopoly laws.
No, because Pepsi said no.
Did they?
Yeah, Pepsi said no, and then they kept running. Yeah.
When was this?
1930 something. I think
Yeah,
it was.
monopoly laws weren't a thing back then.
Well,
Well.
you.
Fuck you.
Oh man. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think Tony Khan's gonna make it he's gonna make something happen. He's gonna crack down and cull the herd like he should, or he's
Tony
gonna
has
go under.
the money to throw around like that.
He does. He has a lot of money.
He does. I don't know what he's done for his money, but he has billions of dollars.
Don't ask.
So I won't ask. Just he's got the money to keep that ship afloat. So
yeah,
if it's something he enjoys, he'll keep it up and running.
Did you know him and Nick Khan are not related at all?
Interesting.
Yeah. I just
Yeah, I
looked it
didn't
up.
know that. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go back. Let's go back in time a little bit. We did not talk about the Slammies, and we have not talked about what happened at the Hall of Fame.
I did not watch either.
Well, the Hall of Fame was streamed on Peacock, so I'm quite shocked.
I was kind of busy.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Paul Heyman got nominated and won and everything, whatever.
Told the crowd they could suck his dick.
Yeah, I got that here. If you think that the spirit of ECW died in a bankruptcy court in 2001, you can suck my fucking dick. That's what he said to the crowd. And the fucking wrestlers went wild. Randy Orton got out of his seat and was slamming his hands on the fucking ringside. Like it was the best damn joke told in years.
You don't expect that from Paul Heyman.
I guess not.
He went out, he said, I'm gonna wing it, and then he killed it.
He did. It was awesome. It was really awesome. And, he deserves it. He really does. He went up there and he wasn't in character as the wise man or nothing. It was just him.
He was just being Paul Heyman.
He was just being Paul Heyman.
He was just being Paul Heyman, the Philly guy.
Yeah. He talked about how important ECW was. He talked about how that was a major part of his life. He talked to his kids about it, and he talked about how important Dusty Rhodes was. Everyone there that knew Dusty Rhodes said something to Cody, and I think that was a really intense moment for Cody, especially because he didn't ask for it. Obviously, they just wanted to respect Dusty, and they were talking like Dwayne went up there to accept the award for his grandmother, and his mother was up there too, and he goes up there and he's talking about it, and he said something akin to obviously he turned it into some promo, but he said something akin to, Dusty was my idol growing up. He was my inspiration, and I have nothing but respect for the Rhodes family. And then he obviously turned it into a promo, and you can watch it on YouTube, obviously, and you can watch it on Peacock. The whole thing's there. But later on, they thanked Muhammad Ali, who won a Hall of Fame, place.
Yeah.
And Lonnie Ali, his wife, showed up and talked about how much Muhammad Ali loved WWE, and they talked about how he got a lot of his inspiration for calling himself the greatest, calling himself the people's champ, from what was his name? Pretty Boy Floyd, I think it was, or something.
What?
Maybe that's not it.
No, that's Floyd Mayweather's.
Oh,
previous,
that's not Pretty Boy Floyd then. Let's see.
Muhammad Ali called himself pretty.
He got it from Gorgeous George. I was close.
Yeah, Gorgeous George.
I was close.
Yes.
Gorgeous George was his inspiration to start calling himself the greatest, and start calling himself, all these different things, and hyping himself up and being his own hype man. And Lonnie Ali came out and started talking about that, and I'm sure that she's been all cried out because she didn't shed a tear. But when she was up there, she decided to talk about how, and Dwayne was up there too at this point, because she gifted him a belt, which I'll get to. She talked about how when a young buck wrestler by the name of Rocky Maivia came up and asked Muhammad Ali, came up and asked her specifically, because Muhammad was at home or something at the time. He asked if it speak. Yeah, he couldn't. That's right. Asked if it was okay if he used the People's Champ, and they said that he implored him to use it, and that he was proud that he was taking that name from him, and borrowing it and using it in the ring and all this sort of stuff.
Wrestling.
And so it all accrued to this final moment up here with Lonnie Ali giving Dwayne a belt that is the People's Championship belt, and it has the Brahma Bull on it, and it is his own. It is not a WWE title to pass around. It is his own piece. And it was a really intense moment, and The Rock got choked up. He was wearing sunglasses.
Yeah.
So obviously, cool guys don't cry. But he was up there and he was talking about it, and he was talking about how Muhammad Ali was his inspiration. And
I feel like it's okay to cry if you're talking about Muhammad Ali.
I think it is too. But
one of the greatest humans to ever live. That's an okay reason to cry, especially if you were close to him and knew him.
Yeah, which he was close-ish. Muhammad Ali knew Rocky Johnson, and they were buddies, and he had ties to the Ali family. But he was up there and he's talking about it, and they cut a little segment talking about how the photographer that caught the Ali moment, let's see,
yeah,
they they somehow
I forget
got
his name,
him.
but
Uh, let's see.
they got him to do some WWE shoots.
Yeah. They. Uh, no, it wasn't Sonny Liston. That's the fighter he was fighting.
That was the guy on the ground in the picture you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the photographer, but he's a legendary photographer.
Yeah.
He shot shots at the one guy who was on the photographer who was on the other side of the ring. He's like, yeah, that guy got a nice picture of his butt, and I got the most famous picture of all time.
That's yeah. Yeah. Uh, it was. Uh, it was this insane moment. Neil Leifer.
Yeah.
He caught the photo of Muhammad Ali standing over Sonny Liston, sorry.
Have you
After
ever
knocking him
watched
down.
that fight?
I haven't ever watched that fight. No. I'll
Watch
check.
that fight.
Okay, I'll check it
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
they got they got the Rock a chance to talk to Neil Leifer, and they chatted back and forth, and they had the picture in the background, and Neil Leifer was talking about it, and as you said, the other guy got a picture of his butt, and he got a picture of the best picture of all time of Muhammad Ali, and
Not even the best picture of all time of Muhammad Ali. It is probably the most recognized photograph of all time.
yeah. Well,
Bro is a legend.
I would argue to say that Marilyn Monroe has some pretty recognizable photos too, but in sports entertainment, I would say that is the most recognizable photo.
No, I think the Muhammad Ali standing over Sonny Liston is the most recognizable photo ever taken.
I don't think
Marilyn
so.
Monroe is a close second. I will say that.
I think
because she was
your
a sex
opinion's
icon.
really getting into your decision.
Maybe my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali being like one of the greatest people of all time.
Yeah. Well. Anyway. The Rock is talking to Neil Leifer, and he's asking him, all these questions about Muhammad Ali, and they're talking about him and talking about what an inspiration he is and what a great person he is, and Neil Leifer also has a very famous photo with Muhammad Ali where Muhammad Ali's glove is against his chin, and they had The Rock recreate that. And The Rock, he said that The Rock and Muhammad Ali have this. He said either like not narcissism, but this ego about them. I think he said, or this something along that line.
Yeah.
He said they both have this similar ego where you're not taking pictures of them, they're telling you how to take pictures of them. So apparently Muhammad Ali, he would direct a lot of his photos, and The Rock did the same thing, and he wanted to recreate that photo, so they had Neil Leifer get in the shot too, and they had the photos. I think it was on a timer. I don't think there was a second photographer, but The Rock grabbed his wrist, and put his fist up against his chin, and his hand wrapped around this man's wrist like it was a fucking Twizzler. And it was this insane moment. And oh man, those two side by side, him and Ali's photos side by side, that it was this cool moment. Aside
Very
from
good moment.
there's a lot of things about The Rock that I personally don't like. There's some moments that he's had that I was not a fan of, but all of that aside, he is still a good person overall.
Great person.
That was just an insane moment.
The Rock's controversies have always been his heart's in the right place. He just, did things the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
But his heart's always been in the right place. So I don't flaw anyone for that. I mean, you knew where his heart was. During the Maui controversy, he was trying to do a good thing. And you knew where his heart was.
Oh yeah. And You know, the whole thing about him and Vin Diesel having beef on the set of Fast and Furious, you know, that was just like bullshit stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's not against his character. He
No.
just they both have similar contracts. Whatever,
Yeah.
shit happens.
Yeah. I will say, The Rock. So The Rock came on Raw 1, and talked to Cody Rhodes about the belt and everything, and he said, you know, I'm proud of you, and you know, it's great that you got to this point, but your and mine story is not over. Uh, you know, I have some things to do in Hollywood and everything, but I'll be back, and when I'm back, I'm gonna take you on, belt or no belt.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which is cool.
that is cool. And in the middle of that, he has this moment where he says, "Can I see that belt?" And he, Cody reluctantly gives him the belt, and he puts it on his shoulder and, you know, revels in it. And the crowd goes, "This is awkward. This is awkward."
The Philly crowd's nothing to play with.
They are not anything to play with. They told them what they thought.
Yeah.
And there was a TikTok that I watched, or maybe it was an Instagram reel, one of the two, that showed back when Cody Rhodes was on WWE previously, back when he was in his mustache era, as I call it.
Yeah.
And he crawls in the ring like a little, you know, goblin boy, and he goes to check out Dwayne's belt at the time, and
Yeah.
you know, puts it on his shoulder and everything, and it was an awkward moment as well, but no one commented on it like Philly does. And people were saying that it's long-term storytelling, that they're, you know, charming it, like, not charming it,
Yeah.
they're comparing it back to that moment. I don't think that that's like a comparison that they're trying to do. I think it just so happened
Right.
to turn out like that, because I feel it's more of like a Simpsons moment where, like, oh, it just so happened to happen. You know, they're not actually telling the future. Uh, you know, it was just really weird. And the Rock holding the fucking title, and he hands the People's Champion belt to Cody as a, like a, you know, here, you can take this in case I run off with it, type deal. But Philly just chanting, "This is awkward," while they're doing this, and The Rock having to keep a straight face while they just tell him how
Philly
cringy he is.
So much different.
But something that happened while he was in there is they shook hands, and then Cody pocketed a gift. People don't know what it is, and there's a lot of funny takes. I think I retweeted one on our Twitter. Someone said that it was a ticket stub for Black Adam.
You make up anything with that.
They really can. It's like the Prime, you know, stamp in the middle of the ring. They're just like, yeah, let's just pick up anything and say that's it. Like, people were thinking like it was a ticket stub to Black Adam. It was a note that says something. I can't remember what it was. Someone said it was a copy of Race to Witch Mountain, which was one of the shittiest Disney movies he was ever in. Like, it's insane, the stuff that they'll do. And part of me thinks that it's just a note for later, like maybe Triple H needed him to palm a note to Cody for something. I don't know. It could be, you know, a ring or whatever. But I think it's just, it's so funny. Speaking of Cody though, did you watch the after WrestleMania press conference?
I did not. I had to drive home.
You had to drive home. Well,
yeah.
They had some pretty, you know, heartwarming moments there too. Did you catch any of it? You know, afterwards, you know, Instagram, Twitter.
I saw that Damian Priest was talking on there. I didn't really catch up too much on it, but I saw Damian Priest was talking, and he is the first uh Puerto Rican
in
WWE champion in a long time.
yeah, he was the first. He is the first Puerto Rican World Championship holder since Pedro Morales 50 years ago.
Yep.
And
well, that's a big milestone.
That is a massive milestone. And this is the first WrestleMania where there was 3 Hispanic champions. Because Cody is Hispanic, Bailey's Hispanic, and Damian's Hispanic.
Cody Rhodes, where's he from again?
His
I know
mother's
Georgia,
Cuban.
But Cuban. Yeah.
He's the American dream is living my dream by having fucked a Cuban woman. But
you can't fetishize races.
I know. Says the one that loves Latinas.
Hey, Latinas can get it. But it's not just the race; it's the culture, the personality, the everything.
Yeah, I love Cuba. I love Cuba as a whole. It's not just the women. It's their whole culture is fucking awesome. But lucky bastard. Anyway, let's chop up the news with a game right now. How about we?
All right.
Let's throw a game in there.
Let's do it. We're coming on 2 hours anyway, so let's do it.
Absolutely. We got a lot more to cover. I mean, WrestleMania was big. Okay, so I got one that I can just do right off the head. Pick one to fight with you, and the others fight against you. You have to fight them. There are options to choose from. Perk Angle. Full beard Undertaker.
Okay.
Power Trip Triple H. Bald Randy Orton.
Bald Randy Orton's on my team. Fuck everyone else. We're winning.
I don't know about that. I mean, Perk Angle.
Bald Randy Orton. The Legend Killer. He wasn't Legend Killer. He was at that point, but that had done past the Viper. That was when the Viper was coming out. He was the top guy, WWE, the heel. 2000. We're talking about 2009 Randy Orton.
Isn't that like prime voices were talking to him moment?
Yeah, where he DDT'd Stephanie McMahon, then made out with her unconscious body on the mat. Right in front of Triple H.
Very Vince McMahon writing right there.
Yes, but I want that psychopath on my team.
I chose Perk Angle when I did this myself.
Yeah,
the one who can't be hurt.
Perk Angle is a solid choice.
Yeah, I love Perk Angle. Oh man,
I gotta go with Randy though.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got another game for you, and then we'll do a little bit more news, and then we'll chop up into another game.
All right.
10 by 10 room. Okay. You're in a 10 by 10 room, 10 foot by 10 foot.
Okay.
Made of concrete. Okay.
All right.
You can't climb out. There is no door. There is no window. Okay. You're just stuck in there. It's like the walls were built around you. You are in nothing but your skivvies. Just your boxers, your boxer briefs, whatever you choose. G-string, whatever you want.
Whatever it be, whatever tickles your fancy.
Whatever fucks your goat, as you put it.
Yep.
You have to fight an animal. Hand to paw combat, hand to claw combat, whatever it is. You have to fight an animal, and you can't choose just, like a mouse. It has to be the max thing that you think you could take on barehanded.
Okay.
What will it be?
Hmm. I'm gonna go. See, there's a lot of animals that will fuck you up, and you don't even know they'll fuck you up. So
And
I'm gonna go a bird of some sort for sure.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a bird of prey because it's got to be able to fight back.
Yeah, yeah, it can't be just a
I would
chickadee.
say, yeah, it can't be a pigeon. You know,
I don't know.
can't throw a
Potato can fuck
parakeet.
you up.
Yeah, I would say I would probably choose. It's got to be the max thing I could think I could fight.
Yeah.
I would choose an eagle of some sort because they're big,
Mm-hmm.
but they're still a bird. You could still, yoink them, hit them, do whatever, but they're still gonna fuck you up.
Now, that's a 10 by 10 concrete room, so you're putting it at a disadvantage too.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
10
I
by 10
chose
by 10.
10 by
So
10
is it
foot by 10 foot by 10 foot. Yep.
okay? So just a cube.
Concrete
I
room.
mean, a little cube.
Little
Yep.
cube.
That gives the bird plenty of room to stay away from me, but dive in.
Yeah. I mean, it has no point to land on. It's just the concrete.
Yeah.
So there's no perch. It can't just like see you from a tree and take you down. It's just floating there.
So I'm gonna either choose a golden eagle,
Mm-hmm.
which are a cool looking bird.
They are
Not
pretty
gonna
cool.
lie.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. Or I'm gonna go complete opposite direction and see. I wouldn't choose something basic like everyone else would choose. Because if you choose something like a German Shepherd's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Because you
can't
got it
choose something
cornered.
like that. Mm-hmm.
Fight or
I'm
flight
not
mode.
gonna choose a canine species or bear species or a feline species because they will fuck you up.
Yeah.
And it's just a solid room.
Solid room.
Bird would be. I think a bird would. Yeah, probably golden eagle.
Okay.
I trust my confidence in fighting a golden eagle.
Interesting. Interesting. I chose a black bear.
You're dead.
Nah, I could take it. I could take a black bear.
No, you're dead.
I could
You're
take a
dead.
brown bear too. Yeah.
No, you're dead.
I could also take an Asiatic bear. I could take all three.
Maybe.
I could take all
No,
three.
you die. You die. Bears are ridiculously strong. You're talking about a cornered bear
Mm-hmm.
who's fighting for its life.
Yeah.
You're dead.
No,
You're dead.
I could fight
They're
it.
not the cute little stuffed animal bears like I have up in my closet.
I'm aware.
Yeah, they're
I could take them.
Vicious hunters.
I could take them.
They're more scavengers, but they can fuck you up pretty easily.
I could take them.
Mm-hmm.
Just me and my Calvin Kleins versus a black bear. Yeah, I could take it.
I love how I went realistic and you went macho man.
It's not a macho man thing. I could fight it. I could take on a black bear.
I don't think you could.
Oh, I could.
The black bear weighs more than you. Would pin you down and just rip you to shreds.
No, I'd go for its nuts. I'd go for the bear's balls, and just give him the old dick twist.
You're only gonna piss it off.
No.
How are you gonna punch a bear hard enough to get through its 6 inches of fucking fur and fat?
I got 6 inches of my own I can give it.
You don't even got that. Stop.
No, realistically, I think I could take like I could take not like a king in the feline world, not like a lion or a tiger or a jaguar or nothing like that. I could take a cheetah. I could.
Yeah, cheetahs are kind of fragile, but
Yeah.
they could still fuck you up pretty good. But I mean,
They got
I think
paws,
you
not
could
claws.
Stand a chance.
They got like canine
What?
paws, not claws.
They have claws.
Not like tiger claws. They're little bitch-made claws.
All felines have retractable claws. in their hands and
I,
could still fuck you. A
I don't
house
think
cat
cheetahs
has weaker
do.
claws than a house cat has weaker claws than a cheetah.
I don't think.
Cheetahs have claws.
Well, I know they have claws. Yeah, they're not big claws though. They're not big claws. Uh, yeah, I could take a cheetah. I could take a cheetah. I think I could also take a coyote. Not a wolf. I
They
could take a
carry
coyote.
rabies. They carry rabies. You're not standing a chance against a coyote. Okay, so they have they have more. Okay, their claws are slightly out. They have like a mixture of a
Yeah, they got
feline
like
and
dog paws because they're runners. They're
I
track
like a
stars.
mixture. But those are still big claws.
I could take it, especially in a
I'm
ten
not
by
saying you
ten room.
couldn't take a. I'm not saying you couldn't take a cheetah.
Especially in a 10 by 10 room.
I think that's kind of realistic. You weigh more than a cheetah probably.
Yeah. What I'll do
You
is
could
I'll
pin it down,
I'll
stomp on it.
Spider-Man
You
myself
know.
in between two corners of a wall. Climb myself up there, shimmy up, and while it tries to get me, I'm going to frog splash on it and crush it.
Can you even Spider-Man up a wall?
I in the corner of a wall made of concrete, probably. Probably. I'm gonna say that it's rough concrete, not sanded, because it's a fighting
See,
ring.
my thing is the bird is going to come down, try to latch onto me with its claws, and I'm gonna yoink it to the ground and just start stomping on it.
Well, yeah, they're fragile. They got arid bones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
See,
I could take a cheetah though.
I honestly don't think I could take a cheetah.
Why? Because you're tiny.
That and their claws, and their bite force would fuck me up pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, to each their own. I think I could take it. I think I could take a coyote as well. I think I've been bit by a dog before. If I can survive that, I can survive this. While it
I
latches
think you
down on me,
stand a bit. I think you stand a better chance of taking a cheetah than you do a coyote.
so what it's gonna do is it's gonna latch down on my arm. I'm gonna get close to it, jump my arm out, it'll latch in, okay? And then while it does that, I'm gonna reach it's gonna latch down on my left arm. I'm gonna reach my right arm around. I'm going to pull from I'm gonna jam two fingers in its snout, okay? In its nose, pull up, and it's gonna let go just a little bit, slip my arm out, grab its bottom jaw, and then grab full force on the top jaw, split it open like King Kong did that dinosaur, and then I'm gonna wear it like a hat. Yeah.
They weigh about
silence.
160. I'm reading facts about cheetahs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about them?
So their main advantage is their speed. They're not very big animals.
No.
10
10 by 10 room, it's at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Nowhere to run.
But it's still feline. I mean, it can still jump off walls in ways you cannot. Even if you climbed up,
I'll Undertaker it by the throat.
jump up onto the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you stand a fighting chance against the cheetah. You have a better chance against a cheetah than you do a bear.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't a 10 by 10 room, I could take a bear. Yeah. Give me one.
Why do cheetahs look like
one pocket
fucking...
knife.
Why do cheetahs look like Skyrim's cat species?
Right? Kind of crazy. But,
They look like just people with cat legs. Like...
Accurate assumption of a cheetah.
Yeah.
They are people
odd.
with cat legs.
Their cubs aren't even cute. I'm gonna say it. A full-size cheetah is cuter than a cub cheetah.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah, but they only get up to like 160 pounds max. So, stand-up fighting chance.
I could keep one as a pet. on a farm, make it one of my
I don't think
farm,
you could.
my make it one of my livestock dogs. You know, give it a
I don't think
T-bone
they're
steak
very
every night.
trainable.
Uh, Imagine though if I had a cheetah to fend off coyotes. Man, my livestock would be fucking kings.
Imagine your cheetah runs wild in the environment and fucks everything up.
What's another wild cat in the fucking Midwest? We got hunters.
Nashville lost the tiger, so you know.
It's close enough, you know. If their
Nashville lost
tiger
the
finds my
tiger.
cheetah, imagine.
Yeah, see, the Nashville Zoo lost the tiger, and then said it was a bobcat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine though that tiger finds my cheetah and they mate.
I don't think they can, but that'd be cool. They probably just fight till the tiger killed the cheetah.
Off pod, I have some amazing names for what a combination of them would be. Anyway, let's go back into the news before I say something that gets us canceled.
Jesus, Benny.
How did you feel about Andrade replacing Dragon Lee for that Mania match, though? Do you think it would have changed
I
the
love
outcome?
his moonsaults are beautiful.
Who, Andrade's? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those moonsaults were picture perfect. I liked them. He was good. He did really good in that match.
Yeah. And plus, him and Zelina Vega got to reunite, not for that match, but, you know, previously. You know, that could start a really good little story. And then, not only that, but the NXT before Mania, no, actually, I think it was at NXT Stand and Deliver. Or not, no, that's AEW. NXT, no, Stand and Deliver's in NXT. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Stand and Delivers NXT.
Yeah. They
Roxanne
finally.
Perez.
Yeah, Roxanne Perez. Braun Breaker lost his tag team belt. You know, the Wolf Dogs are done for now. But now he's going full time into SmackDown, so I'm excited to see what comes of that.
Dom versus Braun Breaker's coming up.
Oh yeah, man, when that happens, game over for Dom. Yeah, but
I'm excited for
he
that.
dropped it to Axiom and Frazier, which I'm pretty excited for. You know, Axiom is fucking cool. I'll say it. Axiom is the coolest lucha that, you know, is on NXT right now. But now they released the Women's North American Championship belt. They have a new belt now.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's fucking awesome. And on top of that, Triple H was at Stand and Deliver, right? But he let Shawn do it all by himself. He didn't, you know, like nitpick or anything like that, like Vince did. He was just standing there admiring Shawn's work, which is like super fucking cool.
That's dope.
Yeah. And speaking of Triple H, you know, obviously he says some cool things. Always says something cool. But he was talking about Brock Lesnar, right? And someone had asked him, and he said, I think this was at the this was post Mania, the conference, and he was saying at one point that there was a conversation with Brock about the Royal Rumble, you know, which everybody knew that quite a long time ago. Right now, Brock is at home being Brock. We'll see where that leads from here. His status is the same as it has been before. He's not gone from WWE. He's just home being Brock. So, you know, apparently, you know, behind closed doors or something, they acquitted him of any tie-in to this whole thing. Which, that further proves, if he ain't the person that they're talking about, who the fuck was it? You know, I want to know.
Great point.
Yeah. If he's admitting on air that Brock is just part of WWE still, and, you know, Brock is just being Brock, who the fuck was it that she was talking about in her disclosure. You know, who is this former UFC wrestler guy? You know,
Yeah.
I'm curious. But I guess we'll only figure that out when everything comes to a close, once they release the court docs and everything. Because I'm sure that's going to be something they'll ask her on the stand where she can't lie.
Could be. Hate to say it. Could be Ken Shamrock. He was in WWE and in MMA.
But was he coming back at the time that this person was coming back?
I'm not sure. It doesn't say dates on the article I'm reading.
Okay.
Could also be Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley was in MMA?
Yep.
I didn't even know that about him.
It was around the same time Brock was. Imagine if it was Bobby Lashley.
Yeah. Well, I feel like they wouldn't have him at Mania if it was.
Well, no one assumed it was Bobby Lashley. No one, Bobby Lashley's name wasn't brought up. No one.
Yeah, until it's proven who the fuck it was, they won't cut anyone off.
Yeah.
Good point. Well, I hope it's not him. Out of the sake of all the stuff he's done for WWE. But
yeah,
if it does turn out to be him, that's gonna really suck. I don't wish that on anybody.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But in better news, Jacob Fatu signed with WWE. He told people he signed. We got another fucking Samoan in WWE. Another part of the family. Man,
I'm excited to see what he does.
I am too. I'm excited to see how, the Bloodline story was dull under Vince's reign, and it didn't really progress too much. Now that it's full Triple H, behind all the stories and everything, obviously with his creative team, but now it's full him. And I heard on his podcast with Logan, he doesn't say no to any ideas. He says, let's try it out before he says no. So, whatever happens. But I'm excited to see what they do with him for sure. Because he could either be anti-Bloodline or in the Bloodline. I think that he should have a feud with Solo. I think Solo needs a little bit of attention. Just saying. Hot take. But we'll see. That reminds me though. I don't know how that reminds me, but it reminds me. You were right, by the way.
I know. What was I right about though?
Let's just pause to inflate your ego balloon a little bit. You said that if Cody wins, that he should bring back the eagle. And then on Pat McAfee's show, he said, "You're goddamn right. I'm bringing the eagle back. If I can do it, I will. Don't hold me to it. I'm going to do my best." And he said he wants to bring back the fucking eagle. So we might get a winged eagle belt back in the WWE.
Like I said, I wasn't a fan of the winged eagle belt until people started photoshopping it onto modern stars, and I was like, "Oh, this belt is so much better."
Yeah. I think I think him, if anyone, would be the one to do it though, for sure. I saw somebody do like a photoshopped winged eagle belt with his design all over it, and I didn't like how that one looked. I think just the traditional one would be cool. I think that they should do something now that Truth and Miz have a hold of one belt and Theory and Waller have a hold of the other one. I think they should do some really cool new things with the tag team belts. I don't like them. I mean, they're cool-ish, but I think with the Usos, they looked great. With everyone else, it doesn't look as cool. Just saying. I think that they should do a different design with them. Maybe like custom stuff for either of them. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. But I'm so happy that Truth won though, for sure. That made me happy. He won his first Mania match at 52 years old. He started at 27. It took him being 52 to win a fucking Mania match and win a title there. Isn't that something?
That's crazy.
That shows, that shows how much Vince did not give a fuck about him, or his story. But he got to finish his fucking story, man. He got to work alongside fucking his idol, his childhood idol, John Cena. And he got to fucking, do all this cool shit. Man, it's great. It's great. But in other news, your Boo Bear has made her return to the limelight. Liv Morgan started a beef with Rhea Bloody Ripley.
Beat the shit out of her.
And she tweeted out, because after she was done beating the shit out of her, Dom was all over her, are you okay? Are you okay? And she tweeted out a picture of him, towering, covering her and trying not get, prevent her from getting beat more. And she's like, "Oh, that's cute." Man, their beef fucking starts. I want to see that happen. I want to see her take the title off of Rhea. I think that'd be great. Yeah. That'd be a perfect.
It would.
Yeah. She's the last one that ever beat her, and now she'll be the one to take the belt off her. That'd be cool. Anyway, let's go into Uncle Howdy. Another thing that you're knowledgeable on that I'm less knowledgeable on.
He hacked WWE Twitter and made a post that just said hello, 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 hello a bunch. And then tweeted on his own Twitter, ignore that last WWE post.
I found Uncle Howdy's Twitter through ours, and I followed him for us, and I scrolled through his stuff while I was there, and he is fucking crazy. The way that they're playing him is he's fucking crazy. He's been, for no damn reason other than I think just because he can. He's been beefing with people in the fucking comment sections of his Twitter posts. He
just because he can.
Just because he can. For example, he TNT Sports, WWE on TNT posted a picture of Roman Reigns Roman Reigns' run as champ, and the Fiend, since removed because it got him a lot of hate, he said, "What a historic run, but remember you never killed the Zombie Man," which I believe is the Fiend, right? Something like that. And he has another post on there, tagging TNT Sports WWE, saying take the Fiend off that shit as far as Roman Reigns' run as champ, because it says he beat Braun Strowman, and then he says he beat the Fiend. Now, there is back and forth in the comments. There's over 200 comments, I believe, at this point, on that one post, and people are going back and forth saying what counts as beating, because the Fiend was in a match, and it was a triple threat match, I believe it was, where one person has to be tagged, has to be pinned, in order to win, not everyone. And the Fiend wasn't the one to be, tagged, pinned, whatever you want to call it, but he was a part of the match, so technically he lost. uh, but he wasn't pinned, and the Fiend is fighting everyone on that. He's saying, well, since he didn't pin the Fiend, he didn't beat the Fiend.
Yeah,
And people are
fact.
like, well, he was in the match and he lost. That's like where they said LA Knight, AJ Styles, and all them were in a match with Roman Reigns, and he didn't pin them all, but he did pin one, and they lost.
Yeah.
So like it counts, but he's like, no, it doesn't count because he never beat him 1-on-1. And then people are like, oh, well, Roman Reigns' return that started the bloodline was him beating the shit out of the Fiend. And he's like, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't count. He didn't beat the Fiend. And so he's going back and forth with all that. And then he has that post that he has since removed saying, what a historic run. Remember, you never killed the Zombie Man. And people are like, no, but he did beat him. He lost. And he was like, nuh-uh. And people were like, uh-huh. And it got so fucking hectic that I guess he just decided to delete it. And it's just, oh man, it's fucking funny. You know, he's going to
He's
bat.
a legend.
He's going to bat for the Fiend and dealing with all of the fucking WWE universe all at once.
Right.
Oh man. But that was funny.
It's amazing.
But
Yeah,
you didn't what?
I didn't know about all that. That was great.
Yeah, bro. He's something else. It's one thing, you know, our little beef with that one guy on TikTok, you know, talking about Bianca Belair. That's one, but taking to bat against the whole fucking WWE universe over the logistics of one match is fucking crazy, because everyone has an opinion and no one thinks they're, you know, the other one's right. Like, there's still people that say, oh, well, you know, X person went through a different rope than the top rope of a Royal Rumble, so that Rumble's still running and that person's still the winner. And it's like, okay.
Okay.
But no, that's crazy. Something else that I thought was kind of crazy is they showed a video package for Sheamus at Raw, hinting possibly at a Sheamus return. What do you think about that?
I think Sheamus should be on his last run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't think that he's cut
I
to do that
don't
anymore?
know what else they have to do with Sheamus except for put over younger talent.
Yeah. You don't think he's meant for the mean streets of WWE anymore? He's getting old?
It's not necessarily that he's getting old. It's just I don't know what they have to do with him. Like, what are they going to do creative with Sheamus?
Well, I mean, Sheamus, not Shaman.
Sheamus. My mind was in Pokemon. It's been a bad week. Okay, you know why? It's been a bad week.
I know.
I forgot what this podcast was about for a second.
I mean, they haven't officially disbanded the Brawling Brutes. I guess they could do something there, but
they haven't officially disbanded it. But I mean, Pete Dunne has gone back to Pete Dunne.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's on the Nude Catch Republic now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got his own thing now.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I don't fucking know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But you know who I'm.
He should come back, leave on his own terms, and call it a career. He's had a legendary career. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's, man. The fucking Belfry is my favorite move of any European-based talent.
Yeah.
Him just, you know, oh man, the fucking holding them over the ropes and then bam, bam,
yeah,
bam. Oh man, it's just, piece de resistance. So good, so good.
So good.
But you know who I'm excited to see have their WWE, you know, run go on just a little bit longer. is Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson of the Philadelphia Eagles, who came out during the Lucha match between Rey and
Yep.
Dom, wearing Philadelphia Eagle Rey Mysterio Lucha masks, and body fucking Dominic to the ground and took the chair
They
from him.
beat the shit out of Dominic. Which was beautiful.
It was so great. It was so fucking great. And I showed that to my mom because she's a huge Travis Kelsey fan. And I'm like, hey, look what his brother's doing. And she saw him body Dom and then throw him in the ring. And then, you know, it was a TikTok clip of the whole thing, so it like cut out the other stuff. But it showed him in the ring again. And Pat McAfee's like, I think I know who's, and then Jason rips the mask off and he starts getting up on the rope and screaming. And then it cuts again, and then him and Johnson had their fucking shirts off and their big bellies are hanging out.
Yep.
That's my luchador. That's my fucking lucha.
Authentic luchador right there.
Demasked himself, screamed at the top of his lungs. He had his fucking gut hanging out. My mom was like, I don't need to see any of that. That's unpleasant. And I'm like, that's me. I look like that.
Hey, that just means you have a career in WWE.
I'm the next Lucha. Speaking of someone that is my size, not quite, they're bigger than me. Ivar went to NXT and fucking bodied Oba Femi. He went in, took the fucking
Love
belt
that
from
for
Oba
Ivar.
Femi. Bro, I watched a fucking TikTok clip of it. Someone had, you know, cut it to hype up Ivar, obviously. But the comment section was like, he has no right to be doing the backflips and moonsaults and shit that he does.
You know, that's fact.
He has no right. And I'm just sitting there like, Ivar just be Ivar. Like, like homie is... He's Beverly Hills Ninja, if you ever seen that movie. Chris Farley in a fucking ninja outfit doing flips and shit. Oh, man. But him without the makeup and everything, homie looked fucking tired, for one. But two,
Yeah.
he was standing over Femi and holding that title belt of his and like doing all that sort of shit. Oh, man. It was beautiful. It was really beautiful. Because for those that don't know, Oba Femi is a monster in NXT. People are waiting to see who he drafts to, because they want everybody's asking for him. NXT wants to keep him. SmackDown wants him. Raw wants him. People are hoping that he becomes a free agent. AEW wants him. Oba Femi is a monster. I want him to go on the Legends contract that Omos has, and I want them to be a duo. That's my personal take.
That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, I want that, but I think that out of everything, him getting involved with, man, I don't know. Who do you think? Do you think Oba Femi should go Raw or SmackDown, or should he stay in NXT?
I think he should go. I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean,
Is there really a place for him on the main roster? That's a real question.
storyline wise, not really. No. Like I said, him and Omos would be a great tag team. Aside from that, no. There's no beef for him to have. You know, he's currently in NXT just perfectly fine. He's holding a title belt. People want to take it off him. You know, that's his whole thing.
Yeah.
He's just the king of the ring right there.
Which is good for him.
Oh yeah, I think out of anyone, Carmelo Hayes going from NXT up to SmackDown would be cool. Taking on the Street Profits. I think a Carmelo Hayes v Montez Ford beef would be sick as fuck. And then,
yeah,
out of nowhere, Trick Williams comes in, helps him to, take over Carmelo. That'd be great. But that's just a personal take of mine. But yeah. Anyway, Alexa Bliss might be coming back. By the way, I don't know if you saw that.
I did see that.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss is trying to get a return going. She's also in the news. She's beefing with BuzzFeed. They called her an influencer. And then one of the things that they said was ask people before you record them. 31 things that influencers have normalized that are actually messed up. One of the things was ask people before you record them. And then Alexa Bliss, tweets out, or I think it's on Instagram actually. No, I think it's Twitter. She says, ask people before you record them. Maybe ask before you use my picture. If you're gonna, you're going to maybe use it for something somewhat accurate. I am a professional athlete and sports entertainer, not an influencer. And then, they used her fucking photo for the BuzzFeed article as the main picture. It's just her taking a selfie. And it's like, what the fuck? You just, you contradicted yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
God.
it's...
This is why I don't like news medias like TMZ and BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
They always do scammy shit like that.
Oh, yeah. It's insane. But another thing that I saw, unrelated to that though, and I wanted to comment on it because, so March 25th, not too long ago, March 25th on Raw, CM Punk was on Raw for the first time since his sign-in, and he said something akin to, since coming back, The Rock hasn't mentioned me at all. I guess his arms were just too short to box with God. He said that, and I thought it was familiar.
Yeah.
And today I had a little bit of free time.
He said that promo in like 2013.
Yeah.
In The Rock's face.
He got in his face.
All this, but at the end of the day, your arms are just too short to box with God.
Yeah. I have the full promo here because I wanted to speak on it because the whole thing with The Rock coming in and holding the belt, they called that long-term storytelling. This is long-term storytelling. 2013, he says, you're playing Little League with your little insults and your rhymes and your millions and millions and your finalies. And I'm in the big leagues and I'm swinging for the fence. You need to understand that your little jabs and your insults, it's all kiddie games. You can't leave a mark on the champ's face. Come Royal Rumble, understand when you step in the ring, your arms are just too short to box with God. And I rewatched that because I was watching a compilation of CM Punk being a savage on the mic because I love listening to his promo cuts. He is just the best at it that there ever was.
He's just so good on the mic. And it's just casual good, too. It's not like, like Dwayne's great on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not so casual, So CM Punk, planned or not, he's going to kill you on the mic.
Oh, he really is.
Like that one video I sent you with when he went on the news and everything for his UFC event. And then the reporter kept asking him and being disrespectful about WWE. And he was just like, hey, look, I'm here to talk about UFC, not WWE. And the reporter wouldn't let go. So CM Punk just buried that reporter.
Yeah. I was watching that compilation of him just being a savage, and the stuff that he did with Triple H and the stuff that he did with John Cena, those were my favorites. He was just brutal with it. And then when he had his straight edge crew come and ruin Rey Mysterio's daughter's birthday,
Mhm.
on the in the fucking ring. I was like, oh my god, peak. This is peak right here. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's so great. And that was all a part of the Attitude Era. You know, that was like the best era of WWE. And and I wanted to know something. Speaking on that, Triple H was talking about the current era and everything. You know, people have been asking him, you know, what's the current, what's the era going to be called? What's the era going to be called? You know, is this a new era? Is this a new era? And blah blah blah. During the conference post Mania, people were asking, you know, there's been a lot of cussing, a lot of blood. Is this, you know, the dawn of, you know, an Attitude Era resurgence or something akin to that? And he said, no. Uh, what I'm doing with it is during the Attitude Era, it was all blood, all cussing all the time, and it didn't have its power. You know,
Yeah.
it had no shock because that was what people expected. But now, the way I'm doing it, when you see the blood, when you hear the cuss words, it has shock value. It has a
Yeah.
what did he say type value, and he
Yeah.
goes on to say he was doing a an off air shoot. What are they called? House show. He was doing a house show with
Yeah.
him and I think he said Ric Flair was there and someone else, and he had said that he did a move on them. I think he said he did a pedigree or something like that. Something
Yeah.
he does, and he turns away to look at. I think it was the crowd or a ref or something. He turns back and their faces are covered in blood, and he's thinking to himself, "Guys, what are you doing?" And it was like he was talking about this, and you know, he's laughing about it and, you know, joking and stuff, and I'm sitting there like, damn, you know, homies really just cut their faces for no fucking reason, huh? Like like back then, you know, it was just blood all the time, cussing all the time, and he was right. You know, he was really right. You and I, growing up, you know, peak Attitude Era, you know, wrestling watchers, uh, you know, we saw that, and that was just what they were. They were bloody all the time. They were cussing all the time. They were saying just the most heinous shit to each other. You know, Steve Austin was constantly getting drunk live, you know, and it was just fun for us. We liked it, and that's what we wanted when the PG era came around. And he
Mhm.
said, Triple H, he said sometimes the PG era, sometimes it would get as low as G. You know, there would just be nothing going on, and it was boring. And
Yeah.
that's what he's trying to fix with the, you know, the cussing and the blood coming back. Is he's trying to give it a shock value and trying to make people get on the edge of their seats again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's doing it.
He is. He's doing amazing. Especially you know, the blood scene with the mobile home, not the mobile home,
Yeah.
the
The
tour van,
bus.
the bus.
Yeah.
That was Bobby Roode. I think I remember telling you. Bobby Roode
Mhm.
and Michael Hayes. They also produced the main event on Sunday with him getting the title and everything. Uh, Having that as part of their production crew, having those two, Michael Hayes and Bobby Roode, it's doing wonders. And then on top of that, having Triple H's new creative team and his concept of just saying yes to everything until he finds out that it doesn't work, you
Yeah.
know, it's doing wonders. And you know, he's been incorporating all these ideas. And one of the things that he said is, you know, he's wanting smaller stages at events because he wants more people in seats. He wants more
Yeah.
people to be able to enjoy it. And
Which makes sense.
it does. It makes perfect fucking sense. Like,
During
why did we have these big stages anyway? We weren't using them.
WWE, during their, biggest period, they had such small stages.
Yeah.
Like old Royal Rumble stages used to be tiny.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like a little entrance with a screen above it that would play like a graphic, and then hey, do run in.
Now, I wish the graphics came back. I really do. You know, the music is great, but I want the old clip, the clip graphics that they had, of like highlight moments. Those were awesome.
One thing I would like to see leave is the stupid CGI before matches. Like when the wrestler comes out,
Oh, like
there's
the
CGI.
yeah,
Yeah.
the like when Cody Rhodes comes out, it has the the wings connecting to the skull and the flag and everything.
Yeah, the Cody Rhodes logo. Yeah,
You don't
the
like it,
American Nightmare. I don't like the CGI.
huh? Because
Like
I like the Judgment Day
Roman
one with the
Reigns,
Reapers.
just a bad CGI. Roman Reigns standing there and doing the ooh ah while Roman Reigns is coming out. I don't know.
Yeah, I
It's
think
kind
they
of,
should
I
improve
don't,
the
I don't like
CGI.
it.
Personally, I think an improvement to
Yeah,
the CGI would be cool. Because the Judgment Day CGI I think is badass.
some
It's
of it
the
is cool.
Reapers.
Like with I believe it's Alexa Bliss, like a bunch of butterflies come flying out. Like okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool. But it's
What?
when they try to do people's when it doesn't work.
Yeah. The New Day one is really cool. It's a video game. It's a side scroller.
Yeah,
Uh, I think if Uncle Howdy comes back and they do a CGI for him, it could be a lantern. That could be
yeah.
cool. Or some death moths. The skull moths. Uh,
Let's
for
be honest. Uncle Howdy's gonna have the fireflies though.
that could be cool. That could be really that could be
So
something.
the thing with Bray Wyatt is I don't remember him having a CGI intro. He probably did, but with Bray Wyatt, he would come out and the whole intro was just the fireflies and the fans being
Yeah.
interactive.
And the Shatter song. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Bray
great.
Wyatt's theme songs were fire.
It was. Uh, I think it's the CGI. If they decide to leave it behind, I wouldn't be upset. But I think they should bring back the highlights. That was I loved watching those, and
Yeah.
especially in like the 2K games, in the WWE games, I can't put highlight clips. It's just their fucking name or like
Oof.
a little design.
Damn.
I want a highlight clip like with 2K22 I think it was. I have that one. Um, that is Papa Shango. No.
Yeah.
Was it Papa Shango? No. The Boogeyman. The Boogeyman.
Yeah.
His old thing was it was a black and white screen, playing highlight clips of him and then him eating worms, which was grody and everything. But with the 2K game, it's just worms. There's no highlight clip. There's no him eating the worms. It's just clips of worms.
Yeah.
I don't fucking want worms all over the place. I want to.
Right. You don't want to see that shit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
boring. So I think they should bring back the highlight clips personally. But Triple H, going back to the what he's been talking about.
Yep.
Triple H said that the current era, from what he remembers, because he lived through Attitude Era, he said that the current era is a lot like Attitude Era in comparison of what it feels like. He thinks that it is just as big, but not as like I said, everything was violent all the time, blood all the time, cussing all the time. He
Right.
thinks it's going to be as big as the Attitude Era. Not a second coming of it, like people were assuming, but it's going to be. People are calling it the Triple H era, and
Nice.
I think that that's a pretty astute decision on their
Yeah.
part, calling it just his era.
Yeah.
I did see. I think it was one of the. I think it was WrestleMania, or someone like
Yeah.
that. They posted a comment from one of their fans that said that the Triple H era is in line to be better than the Attitude Era, and the ones that disagree are nostalgia merchants.
Yeah.
You know,
Sounds like something WrestleMania would post.
yeah. What do you think about that, though? Do you think that the Attitude Era, like, if I was to ask my uncle, he's an old head. We've talked about him before. If I was to ask my uncle what the best era of wrestling was, he wouldn't say the current one. He'd probably say Attitude Era or Golden Era.
I would say
Do you think that?
I would agree that this era is shaping up to be the best era
Mm-hmm.
of WWE. I wouldn't say it's the best right now.
Yeah. Well, I think me personally, I think that the Attitude Era, it has its place in history. It does. I won't deny it. That's what I grew up with. Was the Attitude Era? It has its place in history. I think that this new era is in line to be really good. I don't think that it'll overtake. And I'm not being a nostalgia merchant. I'm just saying, unless certain things change, it's going to have its problems. It's going to.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of not click type. What's it called? Nepotism, not click nepotism per se, but I feel like the fact that all these wrestlers like John Cena, Undertaker, The Rock are coming back and putting themselves into stories, I feel like that could turn into a very bad thing very fast. Not in the sense that they're going to ruin the story, but in the sense that we already had to deal with them retiring. Undertaker putting down his hat and coat and leaving, but now suddenly he's back.
He does appearances. I mean, that's normal.
Yeah, that is. But he himself said that he shouldn't be going to the PLEs because he wants to wrestle again. So clearly he has finally given up and started wrestling again for at least this one time. But then John Cena is talking about doing a whole run instead of just one match retire. I feel like that could shape up to be really bad because as much as people love John Cena, and I am one of them, he buried a lot of fucking people. And
he also put over quite a bit of people. He was a hard ass on a lot of people.
Yeah.
I would say. I wouldn't say he necessarily buried them, but he said it himself. No one was just able to take the torch until Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Yeah, he did say
Even
that.
he was a hard ass on Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns just never gave up.
Yeah.
So that's why he passed the torch to Roman Reigns.
I mean, maybe I'm biased, he buried Matt Cardona. I think he shouldn't have, personally. I wanted a woo era. Woo woo woo.
Without he buried Zack Ryder.
Yes.
But Zack Ryder became Matt Cardona, which is a damn good wrestler now.
He is. He's doing great.
But without being buried by John Cena, he would just stay Zack Ryder, and that wouldn't lasted long,
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right.
You wouldn't have Matt Cardona nowadays without that.
No, you have a point. That is a really good point. His indie run has been the best thing for his career of all time. And now I think he's talking about settling down in AEW or has settled down. I'm not too sure. I think that's really good for him as well. And Zack Ryder was not a long-term story. But if he were to come back, that wouldn't be a bad thing. John Cena coming back could be. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of concerned that, like I said, it's not click nepotism yet, but if part of his creative idea is to bring back Attitude Era wrestlers for a last run, quote unquote, it could be bad.
Could be very bad.
We'll see. We'll see. Speaking of Attitude Era wrestlers, though, I was scrolling through and reading up on things, trying to get all set up for this, and I saw a post from Wrestling Worldwide that was talking about Jade Cargill. She was on the Jazzy World TV. I don't know what the fuck that is personally, but she was on Jazzy World TV, and she was talking about Mark Henry, which I thought was pretty exciting. I was like, oh shit, Mark Henry's getting a little bit of love. What does she got to say? And she's like, she said, that's like my wrestling father. He told me to keep my head down, do the work, and then my work will speak for itself. And I still continuously hold that to my heart today. I didn't even know that Mark Henry had any involvement in her life. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know that they knew who the fuck each other were. But come to find out, he's out there like giving people advice and shit. I think that's really cool. You know, I've always wondered what he's doing post wrestling career. Like he was on the Big Show's show on Netflix for like 3 episodes total, and that was pretty exciting for me. You know, because I do love him. He's one of the best wrestlers to ever be. But now that I know that he's out there, you know, coaching the new era, I'm pretty excited to see what comes of it and see who all he's had involvement with, and see if I can find any, you know, similarities between them. Because Jade Cargill, she's doing wonders. You know, her era before WWE was great, and her era in WWE, it looks like it's going to be amazing too. You know, seeing what comes of it, seeing if other people step up and say, yeah, Mark Henry, that's who helped me get to where I'm at. You know, maybe he goes into a wrestling camp, you know,
maybe.
You know, like Shawn Michaels was in the wrestling camp for WWE. I think right now it's just Road Dogg. Maybe a couple others. I can't tell you exactly, but Shawn Michaels was a part of it. Now he's doing NXT and doing wondrous things with there.
Yeah.
Man. It's cool to see the people we watched. You know.
Yeah, getting their flowers.
Hell yeah. Fucking A.
So check the time, Benny.
2 hours, 21 minutes, 32 seconds.
Beautiful. You think this is a good place to call it?
There's a couple other things I was wanting to talk about. Can we go through them real quick?
My phone's at 10%.
Okay, I'll try and make it fast then.
All right.
Mick Foley.
I'm not trying to rush, but
yeah. Mick Foley, he got a concussion. He's not going to do his final match no more, which you and I were hoping for. We were even trying to guess who it was going to be, but I guess in training he kind of fucked that up.
Shit happens.
Yeah. Little quick tidbit, because I know you love my, you know, missing AirPods type news. John Cena, not John Cena. Snoop Dogg, got a update.
Completely different.
Very different. He got an update to his golden title for the Paris Olympics. It's got Paris things on it. Eiffel Towers. That's what it is. Let's see. What else we got? Stephanie McMahon was at WrestleMania.
She was. It was beautiful.
Triple H said that she's back, but I looked into it. They are holding true to their word. She is not employed in any sort of way. The McMahon family is not involved in WWE anymore. She was just there as an appearance, nothing else. Yeah. So that's cool. Dragunov is going to be free this draft. People are wondering where he's going to go. I think he's going to go to Raw, personally. I think he's going to be a part of Imperium in some way.
That'd be dope.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let's do... Yep. Getting almost done. I saw a story. November 22nd, 1990, Undertaker debuted his first ever televised event where he went against the American Dream. Early in the match, Undertaker was warned by the referee there will be no chokeholds. Okay. April 7th, 2024, now retired, he returns to the aid of the American Nightmare, son of Dusty Rhodes, American Dream. The Rock interferes in the match for the WWE Universal title, paying homage to Dusty for beginning his career. And he delivered none other than a chokeslam. The Rock's infamous finisher, the People's Elbow, inspired by Dusty Rhodes' finisher, the Bionic Elbow. Dusty Rhodes delivered a foot press leg hold in an attempt for a submission to his opponent back in the day. Same match for WWE Universal Championship 24. Cody delivers a leg press in an attempt to wear down Roman Reigns. American Dream and Dustin Rhodes, Cody's brother, Gold Dust, were known for their iconic wind-up before delivering a bionic elbow, right-handed jabs. He did the same thing, and he ended it with a bionic elbow. He won, got the by executing a crossroads, which echoes the family name, 3 times for him, his brother, and his dad.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's see, you got that done. Let's see. Trying to see if there's anything else. Oh yeah. Cody is open for a draft. People are wondering if he should go to SmackDown to feud with Orton, Styles, Lashley, or Knight. What do you think? Or should he stay on Raw?
I don't know.
You don't know?
That's a hard choice.
Yeah. Well, we'll
It'll
see.
just
We'll
depend
see what happens.
whoever else goes to Raw, because Raw, with Cody having the title he needs to go to SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
But if Damian Priest ends up on SmackDown for some reason or another, then Cody stays on Raw. The world titles just have to be on different programs.
Yeah, that's a good point. And lastly, to end it all, there was talks. We talked earlier, you and I, during this pod, in fact, about what Roman Reigns is going to do with the bloodline now that he's no longer the title holder. And people so far have come up with 5 ideas. He moves to Raw without the bloodline. He reverts to a more aggressive persona, possibly the return of Big Dog. He makes Solo Sikoa the new tribal chief, because he did say that's his heir.
Yep.
He turns face with the wise man Paul Heyman. No one wants that, I think. And the last one is he takes his wrath out on the bloodline, and they all turn against him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think we get a Roman versus Rock beef,
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
That match has to happen.
Yeah.
I think The Rock puts over Roman, and I think their civil war causes beef amongst the bloodline, and Solo chooses the opposite side of Roman, so the Rock side.
Yeah.
And then that leads to Solo getting put over by Roman, and then Solo becoming the new top dog in the Samoan wrestling family.
Yeah. And wherever Zilla Fatu comes in, we'll see what happens there. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
And then unrelated last thing, Alex Pereira crushed Francis Ngannou's punch force record on the UFC.
Hell yeah.
So Ngannou has a 129k punch force. Pereira topped it. Huh?
Yeah, UFC 300 is this weekend, so we'll have to do a small recap on that.
Yeah. Pereira topped it out at 191. He has a human punch force of 191,796 Franklin.
Damn.
Yeah, Franklin's. He also has 603 joules of kinetic energy and 70,433 watts of power coming from his fist.
Damn.
Yeah. That is insane.
Don't get punched by that guy.
No, don't get punched by Pereira. That's top of the list. Don't do. But that concludes it. We're at perfect 2 hour, almost 30. You want to
All right.
say your...
So, everyone, like, subscribe. Let us know what your favorite moments and least favorite moments were in WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
Let us know what you think, Roman Reigns is going to do next, because I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of speculation around that.
There's a lot.
Right. And also, don't forget to fucking like, subscribe, and do what you do. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.